Good afternoon, and what is a cool, bright and sunny day. It is Sunday, the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes night, and I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea. And a role-playing supplement to continue unboxing, which is Planescape and Adventures in the Multiverse. This is the slipcase edition of the setting originally published by TSR in 1994, but here updated for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition by Wizards of the Coast, and this is a setting that has been in high demand by fans of Dungeons & Dragons because the accessibility of a lot of the previous content has only been made available via print on demand, and before that the books themselves were highly collectible and quite expensive to find if you wanted to go looking for them. Now, what you've got in here is 3 items, which is four items, I should say. Okay, is Sigil and the Outlands, Turn of Fortune's Wheel, Mort Planar Parade, and a Scream. There we go. So I've already done an unboxing of come out of 2 of these items, which are the Screen and Sigil and the Outlands. This is the setting book, fairly slim, and I'm going to do an unboxing here of the next book in of the trilogy of books in here, which is Mort's Planar Parade. So yeah, sure, a living guide will tell you how to explore the planes and keep your head, but take it from the dead, Chief. We'll tell you all the ways there are to lose your head and when it's absolutely worth the risk. Mort Undead Planar Guide in there. I'm presuming that's Mort himself. And this is the bestiary for Planescape, version of Planescape for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So, they open up, nice piece of artwork there. And of course the artwork throughout is going to be nice. You're not expecting terrible artwork in these books. They look good. The contents page. And we start off with the introduction, which is Multiversal Menagerie, and basically a guide to the monsters using the stat blocks, unusual attacks and magic, death in the planes, and we've got stat blocks by challenge rating as well. So basically beginning the utility of focusing on the utilitarian aspect of this book, of course with a nice alliterative title for the chapter. I do like alliterative titles. And we move on to planar influences and alignment, and tying that to the previous planes already mentioned in the setting book, connected to, which Sigil is connected to, or certainly the Outlands are connected to. So you go through section by section the different planes that you can gain access to from Sigil and the Outlands, and of course those planes can gain access to Sigil. And then we have a listing of possible denizens of the Outlands, aberrations, celestials, beasts, and so on. What are really mini encounter tables? So basically we have elemental, fae, fiends, humanoids, monstrosities, oozes, undead, and then we start with the bestiary A to Z, which begins with archons, the denizens of the 7 heavens of Mount Celestia. So we have Hound Archons, Lantern Archons, Warden Archons, and then we have Behenoloth, Tall, gaunt Yogoloths who keep to the grey wastes of Hades. And we've got occasional commentaries like, from Mort, like I always say, ignorant and happy beats comically knowledgeable and eternally tormented when dealing with the Beloth. And that, okay, this point is what I've realised is because of that is not Mort, but that is, and I think that kind of ties back to some of the expansions, the original versions of for Planescape, which were releases of CDs. CDs you could play in your CD player, and would provide knowledge, spoken knowledge. You could basically randomly access in knowledge, but what they represented was a talking skull, which would have been Mort's talking skull. Then we have cranium rat squeakers, which is, I love, a fantastic creation. I think, basically, what you've got there is not two kobolds in a trench coat, but a rat swarm in a trench coat, which is fantastic. Dark Weavers, and here basically you will have some almost version on the cosmic horror there. Demodads. Of various types. Is there a Gardenals? So it's a bestiary. You've got lots of different creatures there, very nicely illustrated. I think I love the sort of like where there's a Musterville Guardian. Gardenel there, very nicely illustrated. Maleficent, and then we move on to one of the signature creatures or monsters of the Planescape setting, which are the Modrons. Constructed on the plane of Mechanus, Modrons are partially mechanical beings that belong to a strict hierarchy. And it brings in a sort of like a mechanical and technical elements to the actual background setting, to almost a science fiction element rather than the fantasy you expect of Dungeons and Dragons. And we have Planar Incarnate moving on. Razorvine Blights. So lots of different creatures, lots of interesting creatures. Then the very strange Rilmani. Again, a sense of construction or almost to them. Shamishka, kind of cute like that. And then Sunflies, the whimsical buzzing inhabitants. Again, there's a nice mix here of the malevolent and the whimsical as well. And it's all really nicely illustrated. Time Dragon, various ages, and then Vargile, Reflection, and then we have faction agents, because one of the big features, of course, about Planescape is that it involves a lot of factions, and you have various representatives, agents, which you can bring into play. And essentially their activities, their actions will help sort of like enforce the setting, because they will be acting, against, presumably either in favour of the factions that the allies are, the player characters are allied with, or against the actions of the factions the allies are allied with, and so on. And lastly, planar encounters, and just a table of random encounters down at the end. So, Mort's Planar Parade. This is not Mort's Planar Parade, which is the one of the 3 books in the Planescape slipcase. I'm just trying to put this back in here safely. It's always a bit of a struggle to get these back in. I'm just going to have to do it one by one. So everything nicely, neatly slots back in. And there you have Planescape, Adventures in the Adventures in the Multiverse, the slipcase edition, newly out from Wizards of the Coast. Well, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be able to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me typically out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case, it's a slipcase edition that I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.